letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say.
Naught spurs the imagination like places yet unvisited.
Best we don't work ourselves into a diver. After all, there might be naught behind.
Obstacle?
If you need that destroyed, I'm your pawn. I expect you'll be wanting my assistance.
I'd wager there's ought to be found here.
Let us ponder how best to proceed. That was careless, Arisen.
Master, are you unharmed?
Battle is best avoided here.
This is rather thrilling.
Here we go again.
You've a knack for drawing the enemy, Arisen.
Of course.
Might have a look around. See what else I can find.
Worth the effort to save it.
I grant you roaring flame.
Defeated this lot without it.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
It is the strange sort that ventures willingly into darkness. Raise your eyes. To think I'd be caught unawares. I am shamed.
What fails to destroy us only enhances our
Ice's sting is yours to wield.
Much of an adventure if all we do is make it camp.
It is enough to make camp only when the need arises. Well, we've eaten our fill. What say we settle our stomachs with a few hours' sleep?
Get on here! Don't drag me down!
Not bad.
I'm gonna win. Where do you think you're going?
It is rather high. It might be beyond our reach.
We're higher up than I'd thought.
Would be quite painful were we to fall.
We ought to proceed with caution.
Fun begins again. Hey, Arisen?
We fight. Arms.
No quarrel.
No! The Arisen has been poisoned! I grant your weapon a magical boon.
It is not worth writing home about.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
Caught off guard, Arisen. I've got a grip on our foe.
We should be able to move this boulder with our combined might.
I say we give it a push and see what happens.
Arisen, I knew you loved this world too.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
I suppose I'll handle this. Shall I assist?
The Arisen have been drenched. Naught like a feast to get you ready for bed.
Use these flames to smite our enemies.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
I seem to recall there being a treasure chest in this area when I explored it in other worlds. Shall I lead the way?
Would not be unwelcome for an ally to appear for once.
We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
It seems we have enraged our foe.
A reckless opponent may strange in praise.
Like,
Let my magics grant you an elemental boon.
on my way!
Now there's a worthy prize, if only 'tweren't so far away. Have you forgotten something, Arisen? You're looking rather lost.
It shall be done. I am here to aid you, Arisen.
You there! Are you looking to enter the village? You'd best go elsewhere, friend. There's no business to be had here, that's for sure. You'd best go elsewhere. There's no business to be had here.
The port crystal is set, but we'll have need of a ferry stone should we seek to make use of it.
Fancy a look at my wares? Always a pleasure.
Well met, sir.
Hail! How'd he know to expect you? I couldn't tell you. Why not ask him yourself? You'll find him in the manor of...
Can't say I've any tidings.
I'm not interested.
The villagers' stares are sharp as...
Greetings. I trust you are enjoying your sojourn in our fair village. If you have any questions, ask away. I should be glad to aid you. If aught about our port is here that to begin with, though of course you are, which is to say, you have... Is there aught else you care to ask? You're curious what I know of you? Quite naturally, I'm not the only one. Our village has its own network. You're the second arisen to come to Vermont. And you've allied us. In response, she's... Oops. I mustn't... Don't misunderstand. Those who deal in information... Is there aught else you care to... Aye. Take care.
Have no fear, Master. I'll fare all right without you for a little while.
You made it after all. Guess that means I win. Oi, you lot best pay up.
Dear me.
You didn't disappoint, did you? You've done well. Seems only fair. What can I say? Not many people bother with this place. Luckily for me, you were different. Knew I was right to bet in favor of the Arisen. Anyway, most visitors get fooled if we send them packing with a trifle, and if they don't question it, good riddance. Anyone that complacent has... We only train the rare few. That all you wanted to ask? Aye. Till next...
Anymore. I fear I've not useful to share.
You're gathering grimoires, eh? My lord, I happen to be in possession of the Veiled Tome, Owl in Blizzard. I'd even be willing... If you'd be willing to trade me Fulminous Shield, the magic Aegis for it, that is. What say you? Oh dear. Still up... How goes it? Have you found... Oh dear. Still haven't found it? Then I'm afraid I'll have to hold on to Owling Blizzard for the time.
Well met, sir. How might I be of service? Fancy a look at my wares? Always a pleasure.
No purchases to be made today, I see. I just hope the shopkeep understands.
Browsing was enough to scratch the itch, in my case.
We've made it then. What's our first order of business, Arisen?
Come on,
I would have preferred not to have to...
We must not let down our guard. Take the power of ice and turn it against our foes.
Feast your eyes on this.
Why, take this, with my thanks.
You're a welcome sight, Arisen.
What say we get some rest? I'm not sure I could face a trek with my belly so full.
Good sleep is the key to a good adventure.
Pray, light your lantern, Master.
An astounding discovery. Most impressive. Such a thing escaped my master's notice entirely. The sky is radiant, isn't it? I feel at peace to gaze upon it. Here we go again. Well fought, Arisen.
Would seem I've some catching up to do.
Ice sting is yours to wield.
If I were your master, I'd not leave this unread.
Let's have a look then.
I hope you weren't expecting mercy. Won't make a difference when I grapple you.
I can't
Enough.
Let my magics grant you an elemental boon.
A forgotten rift stone we've not discovered lies nearby. 'Tis this way, as I recall, from my last sojourn beyond the rift. Drop all your valuables, and I might let you live.
Might have a look around.
One might confidently call that a resounding victory.
No doubt, this triumph will spur us into the next. It's a bit early to expect the enemy yet remains.
Well said.
This is a poor remuneration for our efforts, I must say.
It is a dismal feeling. Disappointed so utterly.
Halt! You are approaching the gates if you've an entry permit, an invitation, or... I see. So you are to meet with Captain Brandt. I shan't impede you then. Go.
I was informed of your coming would be arisen.
Captain Brandt, you should know that this individual fought valiantly to defend the troops. The Watchhead told me himself.
As decreed by the great will of our world, there can only be one arisen. That arisen now resides within the palace. Indeed, he is our sovereign and the rightful ruler of Vermont. It follows, therefore, that this ruffian before us is not... You must submit to questioning. If you value your life, I shall conduct the interrogation myself. Stand watch outside. I beg your forgiveness for my insolence, Your Majesty. If the Queen Regent had learned of your existence, I fear your life would have been in peril. I had no choice but to treat you as a pretender, lest my actions draw suspicion from watchful eyes. Then you have truly lost your memory? In that case, mayhap I ought to explain you, and no other, are the sovereign, the only legitimate ruler of this kingdom. Some days past, you confronted the dragon in the village of Mel. The people rejoiced, for our true liege had finally appeared, and in Vermont's yet, not all celebrated your coming. Your arrival would have robbed the Queen Regent Disa of everything. During the time of the previous consul, she acted as a queen in her own right, ruling the palace as she saw fit. And just after the consul's passing, when 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found. To Disa, your Majesty's very existence is naught but an obstacle to her own family's continued prosperity. The assassination of the Arisen is an impossible feat for mortal hands. Thus, Disa chose to abduct your Majesty while you recovered from your wounds, in order to rob you of your memory with a fell curse following that. She prepared a replacement to serve as the Sovereign. However, with your Majesty returned, I shall devise some plans to further our cause. This one's cleared of all suspicion, and has my permission to...
I only pray my watch finishes without incident.
Pray forgive me, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Consign it! Get back here! You there! Did you see an urchin in a cap run past just now? Can you tell me which way he went? Many thanks. I'll catch that wretch yet.
You're a kind one, aren't you? In fact, there's aught I would ask of you.
Aha!
Oh, apologies, but our chat will have to wait.
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
Weapons are simple enough to procure if we've the coin, but we might be lucky enough.
What did he say his name was again? Ah, how...
In every hence, pawns are treated with respect, not to mention, 'tis clear.
This isn't the way to our destiny.
I've no time for you now.
Beg pardon, sir?
Might I interest you in my humble... Much obliged, sir.
Whatever am I to do?
You don't need a just hide in the back of an...
Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
They can be most convenient, though they travel only during the day.
Oh, I possess no ill intent. Those of other races differ so in design. That's all 'tis, mind. Curiosity. I haven't, and even if I did, no matter how they fascinate me, 'tisn't to be.
I've all manner of arm. It's for sale. Come, have yourself a look.
Our packs are heavier, and our...
These foreign bows do so intrigue me, but I shall... You would simply give this to me? Oh, that is most generous. I would gladly accept it. Fascinating. 'Tis not dissimilar from an elven, such as this bowstring. It looks quite the same, but the tension is altogether different. I suppose that comes from using different materials. Why do you stare? Perhaps you find it absurd that I should marvel so. I suppose I sorted the timing could not be... Forgive me. Every elf undergoes this. I've been training, indeed. I fear I grew so vexed thanks to you. You might be just what I need to find my aim. Please, sir. You gifted many thanks, but this is no place to practice. That's where I train. I do hope you'll join me.
wares.
Say, you've got a decent arm. No need to be humble. Just the other day, I watched you fell a massive prey, sir. I'm after an instruct. If I'm to grow stronger, I need to learn from someone who... And this Baron fellow, I suppose you wouldn't recommend... Many thanks, sir.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
After you, Arisen.
I suspect the lad's enthusiasm will go a long way toward inspiring his peers. Let us inform Sir Baron of his coming. If you would be so kind as to follow me, I shall take you to the one you seek.
Well, if you insist. I'm only glad I don't have to lead the way for a change.
The rules at your neck.
Greetings. Welcome here. We conduct all manner of procedures pertaining to vocation. Have you found any of the items we discussed, perchance? Forgive me, but I'm afraid we are not accepting registration, you see? And we cannot simply... So regrettably, I can't... Let me see. What else can I tell you of our guild? Methinks Roger, he runs the local... May fortune smile upon you, sir.
We'll not find anything if we don't start looking.
Don't bother talk.
I've heard there's a means to tell if someone...
Here to ask aught of me, are you?
Welcome to... And quality's what you need if you want. Want to survive. Hope to see you again.
Need anything? Many thanks.
Now there's a house like shout.
Weapons are simple enough to procure if we have the coin. But we might be lucky enough to find some in treasure chests.
It's no great shock to me.
Well, you will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey. When treated to the foremost hospitality in... Much obliged. This inspires... Naught but misgivings.
Why would someone do such a thing?
Thank you, Trick. I am keen to...
It's been a hard day.
I've got to keep my wits about me.
Whatever am I to do?
Our soldiers need...
Good day to you.
You're acting up.
Greeting. Here we conduct all manner of procedures pertaining. To vocations. If there is aught a message.
my legs
Fancy a look at my wares?
Oi, fair warning, from the tell of it. There, pray do be careful. If all losing my wares for good would make me sore. The goblin's lair lies somewhere along the western... I hope you can reclaim aught from the fiends. 'Twould bring... me peace of mind to know...
Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful. Here to ask all...
You pushed your luck too far.
Your Majesty, your time, it is not a matter for prying ears.
The rules at your
As I informed you when last we spoke, should Deesa denounce your Majesty, yet if we are to prove it was delayed so the central players and none would be only select members of, if your Majesty is to be counted among them. You will, the citizenry, what say you? I thank you, your Majesty. The first is Trevo Mine, next is Half Village. Finally, there is much we ought to tend to. You will need to infiltrate. I have attempted to do this. Would that I could undertake. What say you, your Majesty? I shall ensure that the door to the... There is much we ought to tend to. Of all those who serve, I refer to war many a time as Deesa, and many a time as the... Our laws dictate that. Thus, what say you? I prepared a means. This mission demands that should you be discovered, I will be unable...
I shall do as you say.
Can't think of any.
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
If you want my advice, heed no.
I suspect the lad's enthusiasm will go a long way toward inspiring his peers. Let us inform Sir Beren of his coming.
All I ask is that you hear my My thanks, sir. I've been holding off, sir. The only trouble is, that's where you come in. See, I've got a letter here from Lady Margit. I'd like you to accompany the cart in my stead and see to it that the letter reaches its recipient. What say you, friend? Splendid now. The carts only depart at and mind you, don't forget to pay your way each cart trap. So anyone think that enough of. Oh, and I'll pay your fare this time. Come find me when you've delivered that letter. I'll be waiting.
We've a delivery to make, it would seem.
This ox cart, I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due.
I grant your weapon a magical boon.
We have what we need to deliver, do we not? Let us find the intended recipient.
Perhaps once we've concluded this bit of business, we might allow ourselves a moment's rest.
Right you are.
Looking for work?
You really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking.
Aye, what can I do for you? Ah, a letter from Lady Margit. She's a kindly sort, and
Don't we have a report to make, Master?
About Lady Margit?
Oh, no. I'm not lost, or not. I'm an apothecary, so when I had tabak, well, that will be a shame to return empty-handed. What? Suppose there's no... Seems my luck's not...
We could make the fruit...
Hello again, sir. Say, have you brought some fruit rubberant for me? I haven't much to offer.
Alas, would that you were our sovereign. I don't understand.
Here at the inn, I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. Always a pleasure.
Follow me, if you would.
How glad... There's more where that came from. Is there aught I can do for you? Worry not for the... Splendid.
Are you coming, Master? Our path is here.
I felt certain I would find you here.
You can count on me to fly to your aid in your hour of need, Master. Knowing...
I happen to understand Elvish, Master.
This rumor has been troubling me ever since I first caught wind of it. Apparently, there...
Here at the... I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage...
We must rest.
Tis a relief.
Now we've the vim to tackle the day ahead.
Off we go, then.
Ready to forge on?
You're a welcome sight, Arisen. As ever, I'm yours to command.